Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. We're here once again for another day of the movie Scratch Off. And for today, this film comes from 2005. Some sites have it listed as 2004, but on the card it says 2005, and that is The Descent. Now, I do not have this one, but luckily it is streaming on Amazon Prime. I believe it might also be on Tubi. So either on Tubi or Amazon Prime. I watched it on Prime. But again, this is one that I had never seen before. Like I said, also do not own this one, but it's one that I've heard many good things about over the years. So it's awesome that I finally got a chance to sit down and check this one out for myself and see exactly what I think. Does it live up to what everybody where everybody holds this one, because it has become quite the fan favorite. Now, right off, I mean, it's an hour and 39 minutes. I will say, for me personally, I think it did start off. I wasn't quite sure how I was feeling about this one. There is one part at the beginning. So, guys, we're gonna get into some spoilers. Like I said, with these reviews, I've been staying away from how it exactly does end up at the end of the film. But there will be some spoilers along the way. So just be warned if you have not seen this film. So you start off with these three friends and they're whitewater rafting. And at the end of this, the one friend and her husband and daughter, they pack everything up and they are on their way. Unfortunately, something seems a little bit off with the husband. He's a little distracted. This winds up leading to a head-on collision, and these basically like spikes come flying through the window and unfortunately kill the husband and the daughter. Now, flash forward a year later, the wife who has survived is reuniting with her friends for yet another get together. Like I said, it's been about a year now since the deaths of her husband and daughter, and you know they want to kind of reunite, kind of like help her get through things and stuff. So one of her friends, who was a part of the three women that were whitewater rafting, along with some other women, are joining this group. I want to say it's maybe about like 7 women in this group, and they're all getting together and they're going to go and cave dive. Now, the one friend who's basically leading this says, you know what, she's kind of misleading them in a way. She's saying that this cavern has been explored before and, she knows the ways out of this cavern, but she's kind of like misleading them because no, this is a cavern that has never been explored before and she has no idea how to get out of this thing. Now, needless to say, that's not the only problem they're going to encounter once they get down there. There are cave dwellers. There are these creatures that are living. I mean, basically, like here, guys, if you can make out this picture here on the card, these cave creatures that are like very humanoid are living down there, and they, of course, attack the friends, and things just spiral out of control from there. And unfortunately, some of them do meet their demise, and it is pretty gruesome. I will say that. I've heard some people say with this film that they would have preferred to be like maybe like a found footage would have been made it look a little, maybe a little bit creepier. I disagree. I've seen found footage films that have, done the whole cave thing. For me, it doesn't work. I think it's a little too dark in there, and it makes it very hard to make out, distinguish what exactly is going on. I think doing it the way they did with this film, just being a straight up movie, works. Not the found footage style. What they did works because the girls can use they use flares in this. They use lighters wherever they can use their flashlights that they have in order to make out different things that are going on within the cave. And when you see these creatures, I think it just adds to the atmosphere of it. And they're creepy. These dwellers that live in the cave, they are freaking creepy. Like I said, there are some pretty gruesome kills in this one. And there's one in particular scene towards the end of the film that involves a lot of blood, and it comes off. It's very very well on screen. It's very effective. It definitely adds to the atmosphere. This woman, the one that has lost her, I believe her name is Sarah in the film, the one who has lost, who lost her family. She basically now she needs to overcome everything what she has gone through the last year to kind of like rise up. She is our main like antagonist, our protagonist of this film. She is the one who, really everything is focused on with this film. And I think the actress that portrays this in the film does a really good job. The the sadness and just the fear that of going into this cave and the loss of her family and having to overcome that. There's a lot of things that all these women have to overcome being in that cave and facing impending doom because they don't know how to get out. They've gone in different directions in this cave with no way of getting out. These creatures are there as well. I think it's a very effective film, and it's one that I think I'm definitely going to have to pick up. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a 4K for this. I was doing a little bit of research. I don't see a 4K for this, but I really would like to see a 4K because with those dark scenes in the cave, I think it's gonna look great. If this ever gets a 4K release, it's gonna look amazing, absolutely amazing. But for The Descent, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up, guys. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. Really, kind of disappointed that I didn't see it, a while back. Like I said, it does start off. It's a little hit and miss at the beginning. I'm not quite sure what's gonna happen with this one, but definitely once things pick up, they definitely pick up because, like I said, at the beginning we got the whitewater rafting, then the deaths of the family, things. I'm like, wow, like I was quite surprised with that. Then they kind of tail off for a little bit, but once we get going, and it's full throttle ahead at that point. And just being in that cave, like it comes across on screen pretty good. Like you feel like almost like that suffocating feeling, like being in there. From somebody who doesn't really do too good with enclosed, areas, take it from me, like I could feel it. Like I was definitely something like oh, why would you want to go in there? I'll just sit my butt on the TV or the couch and I'll watch this on the TV. I'm not doing no cave diving. That is definitely not for this guy. So yeah, but The Descent, fantastic, guys. Definitely go ahead and check this one out with an incredible killer ending. So let's go ahead and get into what our next film is going to be for the month of October in the horror movie scratch offs. So let's go ahead and shuffle this up and see what is going to be our Saturday film. All right, let's go ahead with this one. It is from 1987, 97 minutes, a supernatural comedy. There we go. Let's go ahead and scratch this off and see what it's going to be. Now, I can already tell what this is. And it's, again, guys, I know you're going to be like, are you crazy? Like, how have you never seen this film? I've never seen it, but I already know because I could tell exactly what it is. I didn't know this was a comedy. I mean, again, guys, leave a comment down below because I don't remember ever hearing that this was a comedy, but it is from Joel Schumacher, The Lost Boys, which I do have on 4K. So now I can go ahead and pull out the 4K and finally watch this film. But is it a comedy? I'll definitely be a judge of that. So The Lost Boys is the next film on the docket here on the channel. Guys, like, subscribe, and comment if you get the chance, and I'll catch you in another episode. Take care.